Okay, so the agency in which I'm deciding to role play for this assignment is a counseling facility that accommodates for a lot of drug and alcohol abuse. In week 11 of the course, I submitted an assignment where the storyline was created for that assignment, which is based on a man who came in and his wife had asked him to come in because he was having problems with excessive marijuana use. So we decided to continue on with that assignment in this assignment. So we can go ahead and get started. Why did you decide to come back?
I was originally working with you because my wife recommended speaking with a social worker who specializes in these sorts of things because my wife thought I had an issue with my consumption of marijuana. I initially did not think that I needed help, but then I decided that I do have a problem and I would like to manage it. So I decided to come back into contact with you in hopes of managing this.
Well, I'm glad that you decided to come back. So being that you're returning as a returning client, I do know that you initially came in because of your wife's requests. Has anything changed since then? What is your home life situation like, with your wife and your kids?
So since I last spoke with you, I continued to smoke marijuana and I didn't think anything of it. But then it started affecting my work. My work decided they will not be renewing my contract for the next school year. I have received complaints from the parents that I was not teaching their children very well, and I did not seem motivated during parent-teacher conferences. My wife and I are also having a lot of issues as a result of this incident. My wife is trying to find ways to get more hours at the hospital to make up for the lack of pay, but she's worried this will affect our abilities to provide for our children. So we've been fighting a lot, and I just don't know what to do.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, that you're having such hardship in your life. That can't be easy, with everything that's going on. But I'd be happy to help you make the correct steps to fix this.
What do I need to know?
Well, as you know, my name is Emily, and I'm a social worker at this counseling agency. And our agency primarily works with teens and adults who are struggling with addictions and a multitude of other issues in finding individuals the necessary resources that they need to overcome these sort of events in their lives and give them the right tools to succeed. So I wanted to at least cover, though, however, with everything that is in our sessions, it is completely confidential, and it will not be shared with anyone else who you do not wish it to be shared with. I am, however, though, required to report the information that is shared if something is detrimental to yours or someone else's safety.
Okay, so where do we start?
So I'd like to start by gathering some basic information on you.
Okay.
So your main reason for coming in is excessive marijuana use. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about yourself, your profession, home life, religion, things like that.
So I'm a teacher. I have a wife and 2 kids, ages 7 and 11. Typically, I'm gone all day, and so is my wife, so her mother watches the kids after they leave for school. My wife and I work long hours, so when I get home, I like to relax. My wife whips us up dinner, and I go smoke pot and kind of fade out for the rest of the evening. I really enjoy playing video games, so I usually play games in the evenings and hang out. The pot just really helps me relax and decompress from the day. I'm not particularly religious. I used to go to church when I was younger, though.
And how often are you smoking when you get home from work?
I smoke every day for sure. On the weekends, it's the same sort of routine. My wife takes the kids to go run errands, and I play video games because that's simply what I enjoy doing.
And what's leading you to smoke as much as you do?
I have chronic back pain, so it helps me with my back pain, but then I'm just not motivated whatsoever. I just want to play video games and get away from my wife and all the arguing.
So to clarify, you're in some pain from your back and the marijuana helps that. But you also are arguing a lot with your wife since you lost your job.
Yeah, it's been a lot worse lately.
And what sort of responsibilities do you have within your home?
I manage the finances at times. I take out the garbage once in a while, but I know I just need to do more. It's hard finding motivation when I'm smoking, but I truly never feel like myself unless I'm high.
So let's expand on that idea a little bit more.
Well, I really like smoking pot and playing games with my friends on the computer. It's what I really enjoy doing because it's relaxing and takes me away from the stress of my life. My wife is always nagging at me to do things. We're always arguing, and I never feel like I'm good enough.
So what I'm hearing you say is you'd like to feel more fulfilled and appreciated?
Yes.
Okay, sounds like you're upset with your current home life and at times have been using marijuana as an escape from your situation. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's exactly right. If I could just get out of this rut and feel like I'm respected, then maybe I wouldn't need to smoke so much pot.
Okay, So what is your current financial situation with your wife? Do you feel like there may be any that might be contributing to your stress currently in your life?
Well, my wife is a nurse, so the two of us are doing okay in terms of finances at the moment. But the uncertainty of what is to come for the next school year, and if I can even get another job, is really putting a damper in my wife's overall mood. She's just so concerned with our current savings and our attempt to pay off our house that we won't be able to put money away towards our kids' college.
Okay, and what sort of relationship do you have between the two of you?
We don't really spend a lot of time together. Mm-hmm. She's a really good mother, but we don't get any one-on-one time anymore. I wish she made more time for just her and I, but I understand she has a lot on her plate, and I just want to be a part of it.
That's some interesting insight. So what I'm hearing is you would like to spend more time with your wife, but because she's so busy supporting the children and with her job, there's not a lot of time left for the two of you in the day.
Yes and no. I see the irony in it. I go upstairs for the night, and she takes care of the kids and gradually gets more frustrated at me with my lack of helping. Mm-hmm. I get it, but I feel like so much damage has already been done. I just don't know where to start from here.
Great. Well, now that that's settled, I'd like to talk a little bit more about the use of the marijuana, if you're comfortable with it. This is so I can just fully assess the situation and develop a plan for action for our next appointment.
That's fine.
Okay, so how are you using the marijuana itself? Are you smoking it, eating it?
I smoke out of a bong.
Okay, and you mentioned that you smoke every day. When is the last time that you used marijuana?
First thing this morning.
Have you used any other types of drugs before?
Honestly, never. I used to drink a lot in college, but that's about it. I've always just enjoyed smoking pot.
So how long exactly have you been smoking marijuana?
I've smoked recreationally since I was in college here and there, but lately it's been a lot more frequent. My wife even used to smoke, but since we've had children, she refuses to do it anymore. We used to have a really good time together before we had children. It's not to say I don't love my kids, I just miss us spending time together.
Interesting. Okay, so now I'd like to try something a little bit different and see what sort of outlook you have on specific terms, if that's okay.
Okay, sounds fine.
So what do you define as addiction and sobriety in your own words?
I define an addiction as someone doing something so much that they have a problem. And sobriety is just staying clean from all drugs and alcohol.
Okay, so when do you see drug use as a problem?
In my own life, drug use would be a problem if my wife wanted to leave me. That's when I would say I'd have a problem.
Well, I can tell you're already heading in the right direction, though. It really appears like you're aware that there needs to be a change, but you just need to have the right tools in order to get there.
Yes, that's exactly what I want. I just want to feel like myself again, and I want to spend time with my family.
Well, I'd be happy to help you reach that. Let's focus on just one thing at a time. So what's one thing that we can focus on today just to get you started?
As of right now, I just want to feel like I don't have to come home and hide away upstairs every night from my wife and kids.
Well, that's a great short-term goal to work towards. Would you be willing to start making it a goal, maybe, that when you come home, you can just go upstairs for a short amount of time, decompress a little bit, and then, maybe like a half an hour to an hour, come downstairs and spend time with your family?
Sure, I guess I could give that a try.
Great. And to expand on that a little bit more, maybe just minimize how much marijuana you are using during the day. Marijuana isn't addictive, but it is a habit-forming type of drug. So it may be nice to try and just minimize how much you're smoking and see how you feel. And, and I'm sure that there will be, still at times disagreements with your wife. But during this process, it's really important to just trust the process and we can work together at creating a program that will allow you to really manage these issues long term.
Absolutely. Well, I can get started on that.
Okay. And then long term, where would you like to see your relationship going and what would you like to really improve on?
Well, for starters, I'd like to find another teaching job. I really enjoy teaching, but I would also like to find more tools in order to improve my marriage and relationship with my kids. I'm willing to try anything at this point.
Great. Well, I will start developing a plan over the next week. And, because you're willing to meet with me, we can meet and go over more of the details for your long-term plan. I really look forward to working with you, and I know you have it in you to improve on your situation.
Great. Well, I very much look forward to it. Thank you for your help.